I'm Nathan Hobe, and welcome to the first official devlog for Bravest Coconut, my game about a little cat on a big adventure. Longtime subscribers to this channel will know that I've talked about this game a bunch in various other videos, but up until now it hasn't had a name or a Steam page. It has both of those now, so you should pause this video and go wishlist Bravest Coconut on Steam, and then come back and watch the rest. The journey to this point has been a long one. The game has been in development on a very part-time basis for just over 4 years. I have a full-time job, so I only work on game dev stuff some evenings and weekends. If you condense that time down to the full-time equivalent, then it would probably be only around 6 months worth of full-time work. And the first month of that was wandering around in the wilderness of writing my own game engine, which I then scrapped in favour of the Godot engine. There's also a little bit of time in there allocated to distractions like creating and maintaining a few Godot add-ons like Dialogue Manager, Input Helper, Sound Manager, and Puzzle Dependencies. I do think that time on those add-ons has been well spent though, because they've let me give back to the wonderful Godot community, as well as build a little community of my own. And I just want to thank everyone that has supported me along the way. Okay, let's talk about what went into making this Steam page. They say you should have a Steam page up as soon as you have enough visual stuff to show, and around a month or so ago I figured I had enough stuff, so I started down the path of setting up a Steam page. The first thing that I needed was capsule art. Actually, before that, I needed a logo. I opened up trusty old Inkscape and threw around a few concepts. In the end, I decided on this one. So, back to the capsules. I made a template with a bunch of artboards for all of the sizes that Steam said were required and copied the title into any that needed them. For the background, I decided to use a simple screenshot from the game. Next up, I needed screenshots. I figured there were two ways to get decent screenshots. One way was just to record some gameplay footage and get snapshots at frames that look cool. That would definitely be the easier way, but I didn't initially think of that. Instead, I coded in some extra inputs to the game so that I could control the runtime speed. That meant, at a press of a button, I could slow everything down to a crawl and play bits in a very deliberate way to get the shots I wanted. This way was definitely more complicated, but it did offer more precision over the composition of the frames. So I picked a few scenes to get screenshots of, making sure to get a bit of variety. Next was writing a description. I looked at a bunch of other games that I liked to see what kinds of stuff they had in theirs. Most of those games were either released or were much closer to release than I was, so they had a bit more detail than I could provide just yet, so I kept mine simple for now. Next was picking tags. This part was mostly straightforward because Steam provides a wizard where you just pick a couple of tags from a series of lists. I also consulted with the tags list on gamestats.com to cross-reference the best tags that also matched my game. Then I had to make a trailer. I wrote out a quick overview of the text that I wanted in it and a note against each for the visual that would go with it. I wanted to give a brief idea of the kind of game that Bravest Coconut is going to be without giving away too many specifics. The game is still a long way off, so some of the specifics of the game might change anyhow. So I captured a bunch of gameplay footage with OBS and threw it into DaVinci Resolve to edit. I was happy with the general flow of it, but it was definitely missing a couple of important things: music and the title itself. For the title, I made a scene in Godot and animated it to reveal the title. And for the music, I opened up BandLab and wrote out a theme that had been stuck in my head for a while. I fleshed out the rest of the song and sent it to DaVinci as well. Then I spent a few days making small tweaks, and the result was this. With all the bits in place, the last step was to submit to Valve for approval. So I did that. And something else I stumbled on was a tip from Matt Hackett, making a developer page on Steam. Usually when you click on the developer links in a game's Steam page, you get taken to a generic search page, but it's a simple process to turn it into something more interesting. I won't go into the detail of how to set this up, but I'll link to Matt's guide in the description. So what's next? Next is building out enough of the game to have a demo, but that's for a future video. So before I wrap up this one, I'd like to thank my patrons, specifically my Cockatoo patrons, Comrade Crunchy, Indie Rex, Kami Tezu, Mark Lucia, Skier, and Vanillid, and my OWL patrons, Mario J. Roberti and Linus Minus. If you want to support my work and get access to a bunch of handy code snippets, then become a patron today. Link in the description. And that's all from me for now, so don't forget to go wishlist Bravest Coconut on Steam, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.